Did you know that with 10 DLC A2P, you can send hundreds of thousands of segments every single day with a single phone number, a single campaign, and a single brand? That's right. You don't need a short code. You don't need a toll-free number, and you don't need 1,000 different campaigns to hit hundreds of thousands of messages in traffic. And what's the best thing about the 10 DLC channel? It's that response rates are going to be significantly higher on those messages that you're seeing, improving the ROI for every single segment that leaves your platform. Hi, my name is Will Craig. I'm a co-founder of Signal House. We are a messaging provider that specializes in 10 DLC A2P messaging. It's a mouthful. So what does it mean? 10-digit long code is 10 DLC. These are the phone numbers that we all use every single day in the US as our cell phone numbers or home phone numbers, where the first 3 digits correspond to a local area code. Application to person or A2P messaging just refers to the process that a business goes through to have the ability to send messages to a customer via a software system. So it's sending from a software to a person, and vice versa, a person to a software system. This is how businesses all over the world send messages to their consumers every single day. And you can do it for your business regardless of your size. We enable Fortune 500 companies all the way down to mom and pop shops to engage with their customers via high volume, high traffic, A2P messaging that delivers seamlessly every single time. And in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can increase your volumes with 10 DLC A2P traffic. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing to understand is the different types of 10 DLC campaigns. So you have low volume campaigns and you have standard campaigns. Low volume campaigns are going to allow you to send up to 6,000 segments per day. So if you're sending a couple 100,000 messages a month, a low volume campaign is going to be probably perfect for you. But there's one thing that you should know, and that is that you can't increase the limit for AT&T and T-Mobile with a low volume campaign. What does that mean? Well, I said it's a total of 6,000 segments per day. But what I didn't say is that T-Mobile caps you at 2,000 segments. And T-Mobile has 44% of the US market. It's more concentrated on the coastal areas, not so much in the heartland. So it depends on where you're sending your traffic to. If you're sending it on the West Coast or the East Coast, it's going to be a lot higher concentration of T-Mobile. If you're sending it to Illinois, Iowa, anywhere in the Midwest, you'll see less of T-Mobile except for in large cities. So this is just a fun fact for you. Now, you are capped at 2,000 daily segments on the T-Mobile channel. Now, what about AT&T? For AT&T, you are capped per minute. So on a low volume campaign, it's going to be 75 segments per minute or 50 MMS messages per minute. And on a standard campaign, it's going to be 240 segments per minute and 150 MMS messages per minute. So how do you get your traffic to increase up to several 100,000 messages per day? Well, you get a standard campaign. So I already told you what the AT&T limits are on a standard campaign, but the T-Mobile limits are going to start at 2,000, but you can get it up to 200,000 per day. And you can get AT&T up to 4,500 segments per minute for your SMS channel, and for MMS, you can get it up to 2,400 MMS messages per minute. So if you do the math on that, that's 200,000 per day on a network that is 44% of the US market and 4,500 per minute with AT&T, which has another 22 to 23% of the market. Now, Verizon's going to be theoretically unlimited. They do have their own caps, but I've never seen someone hit it before, and they don't publish them, which is why I'm not telling you what they are right now. It's really easy to get your traffic up to 4,500 per minute with AT&T or 200,000 per day with T-Mobile. It's a process called standard vetting. This is taking your standard campaign and doing an extra layer of vetting on it. And our team can help you through that vetting process. What they are looking for here is, number one, just confirming the address that you submit with your brand is accurate. So it's either a yes or a no, quite simple. The second step that they are taking is identifying how many employees the business has and the age of the company. The more established the business, the lower the risk they think you are, so the higher the score they provide you. And these scores are in bands of 25. So if you get a 1 to a 24, it's not going to increase. If you get a 25 to a 49, that AT&T is not going to change, but T-Mobile is going to increase to 10,000 segments per day. Once you get over 50 to 74, AT&T is going to increase. You're going to see about a 10x increase with AT&T, and for T-Mobile, it's going to go up to 40,000 segments per day. And when you cross that 75 mark is when you are actually going to see 200,000 per day with T-Mobile, and for AT&T, 4,500 segments per minute. That is going to get you high volume traffic, but it's not only high volume, it's also personalized. People are seeing the area code that's associated with that, and they understand that if they're in that location, they're going to be more likely to identify with the business and more likely to actually respond. It is a fact that you get better response rates with local 10DLC messaging. What people don't tell you is that you can also do high volume on the same 10DLC traffic. And we're not talking about 200,000 per day split between 100 different phone numbers to get that volume. We're also not talking about 100 different campaigns to get that volume. We are talking about one brand, one campaign, one phone number. That is it. 200,000 per day with T-Mobile. And you scale that up, you look at 500,000 per day in total that you'd be able to send, roughly. It's one local number, one brand, one campaign. It's going to be cheaper to get set up than a short code. It's going to be easier to maintain than a toll-free number, which can get shut down at any moment. If you have clean opted-in traffic, you will never have a problem with local numbers. It is the best way to communicate with people, and it's the best way to garner a response. And responses are how you build trust, and trust is the currency with which business deals are done. So if you want to interact with your customers, if you want to have an engaged customer base, the way to do it is with 10DLC local traffic. So I hope you learned something today. I hope that this was helpful. If you want to learn more, please reach out, sales@signalhouse.io. Check out our website, signalhouse.io. We have a HubSpot app. We have a Go High Level app. We also resell our APIs. We are at the same value chain level as Twilio. We directly compete with them, but we think we do things a lot better. We are disrupting the messaging ecosystem, and we are here to support you and your business. So until the next one, thanks so much.